Hey guys, happy Wednesday to you. I had to stop there to see what day it was. I'm coming to you live from our home office, and I wanted to talk a little bit about clutter. We just sent an email. You should have that in your inbox if you are on our email list. If not, and you want to be, we send actionable content every week. You can comment below and I can add you to the list. So in the email we talk about clutter. I don't want to give too much away because there's a lot of awesome content in there, but clutter in a lot of different ways, and springtime is kind of a good time to reset and recalibrate. We personally find that when we declutter in general, not just springtime, life just seems a little bit easier. Mentally we feel a little more on top of things. Clutter causes anxiety that we sometimes don't even realize. So it's like this background thing that can affect our ability to achieve the things we want in life, weight loss and health included. And a lot of people have various goals when it comes to that. So in the email, we talk about a few things, clothes that don't fit or that you don't wear anymore, for example, a refrigerator, a pantry filled with a bunch of expired foods, or food that affects your emotional, physical, mental health, right? So we all know if you keep it in the house, you're more likely to consume it, us included. There's certain things that we just know we do not bring it into the house because we will consume it and then we'll look back and regret it. So books you no longer need or want to read, right? So just stacks and stacks of books, excess paper, clutter. So who here has an office with paper and clutter? Okay, so that actually used to be way worse. That's something that I've been working on myself, because sometimes I would just come up to my office and I love to write, but I need to be inspired, and it's not very inspiring to come in to my office with a stack this high of paper. So your office and wherever it is that you try to be creative and just relax, if that's just stacked full of stuff, really easy to get that overwhelmed feeling. Email overwhelm is a huge one. So many people nowadays are just bombarded with different emails and various things they need to attend to. I myself have an autoresponder on my email, and it just gives me a little bit extra time to tend to different things without feeling like I have to get back to every single thing. There's times when I have literally 50 emails a day. So if I were to sit down and try to get through all of those, you can imagine the mental clutter and exhaustion that would occur if I didn't space it out a little bit. Another one is social media clutter. As much as I love social media, I'm using social media right now for this live broadcast, I do feel that we could all learn to regulate our consumption a little bit more than we do. How many of you, I'll raise my hand, feel like you let's say compulsively go and check things, right? You're just sitting there. We've forgotten how to be bored. But in that inability to be bored, we're also creating a little bit of this frenetic, almost negative energy, and I would consider that clutter as well. And then what about purses and wallets? How many purses do I have, right, that I've like half stopped using, but then there's still certain things in there that I may or may not need. And then last but not least on our list was storage units, attics, and garages. I mean, that goes without saying, right? That's usually where we put things. We want to think about them later. So these are all different things to consider as it relates to decluttering for springtime. And so if you want to check out more of that, make sure to go read the email that we just sent. Like I said, it should be in your inbox. If you're not on our email list and you want to get awesome tips like this every single week, just comment below and then I'll make sure to give you guys the link so you can be part of the email list crew. So next I want to share just some tips that have helped me tremendously start my morning on the right note. What I would used to do is I'd wake up and I would have what we call the anxiety scanner. It's like, ooh, what can I worry about this morning? And so the minute I woke up, I would start worrying about whatever it is that day that I need to do. And I found that it was really impacting my ability to have a good, productive day. Can you imagine just, if your day starts like that? I would literally just, my mind starts up. Okay, what can I be worried about? What am I angry about? What am I not happy with, right? So I call that the anxiety scanner, and I think a lot of us have that. It's just the world we live in. We are told that we need to be go all the time. So I said, there's no way I can possibly continue to do this, every single morning, right? Starting my day like that. So I've created a few different things that work for me. I actually am super OCD about it. I even have a little spreadsheet and a checklist that I actually shared with you guys, my self-care checklist. I use that myself. I just use it in a spreadsheet form. I'm really big on accountability, and that's kind of how I keep myself accountable. But I'm going to share with you just a few tips that helped me start my morning on a better, more positive note, and hopefully you get inspired. So one of the first things is before I check any sort of email, any sort of social media, even text messages, I do these things. So I just want to preface with that. So I don't start my day with potential negativity, right? Because as much as we love social media, there's also a lot of news and different things that might upset us. So I don't start my day with that. In fact, I really don't even watch the news anymore. So anyway, I don't start with any of that stuff. And this is what I do first. First thing is a 3-minute miracle. So 3-minute miracle is 3 minutes of whatever you want to do. It could be a light yoga flow, right? Warm up your body, do a light yoga flow. It could be sitting and meditating for a few minutes. It could be just relaxing on the couch and thinking about all the things you're grateful for, right? So 3-minute miracle. The reason it's 3 minutes is anyone can do 3 minutes. And what do you think happens after a while? 3 minutes becomes 5, 5 becomes 10. It's not that we don't have time, it's that we don't make time. Think about all the time you spend in email, social media, things like that. If you were to harness just 15 to 20 of those minutes per day, you could put that back into your self-care. So 3-minute miracle, you get to do whatever you want in those 3 minutes. Another thing that I do every morning is I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. Generally, I'll do it during my miracle because my miracle now is between 10 to 20 minutes. It did start at 3 for me, and then eventually I was just feeling so powered up for my day that I extended it slowly but surely. I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. Sometimes it's a person, sometimes it's a situation. It just depends on that day, but it really sets the stage for the day versus negativity and it just kind of makes me appreciate all the different things in my life versus worrying about what's not going right. So I write down those 3 things. I write them down because I want to have a place to go back and look too. So I want to go back on those days that I'm really bumming out and go, you know what? Look at all this. There's a laundry list here of all these different things to be grateful for. Another thing I do is, and again, sometimes this is part of my miracle, sometimes it's not, I'll read 3 to 5 pages from a book. Again, why 3 to 5 pages? That doesn't take very long, right? But reading is so good for you. Most books that we read, even if they're fiction, they have so many good stories and things that apply to our life. A good example is I'm reading the Harry Potter. I'm actually reading 2 books right now. I'm part of a book club, so I'm reading The Golem and the Jinni. So that's Golem and the Jinni. It's a really good book. I'm also reading the Harry Potter novels, which I've never read. And there's so many little nuggets of wisdom about life in general. And I just find that reading enriches my soul and enriches my mind. And if you think about it, it's the sum total of this author's, 5, 10, 15 plus years of life experience all rolled into this compilation, right? Even if it's not nonfiction. So as you can tell, I'm a total book nerd. But anyway, 3 to 5 pages a day, fiction, nonfiction. Again, enrich yourself, enrich your life. Start on a positive note. Another thing I do is I meditate. So I don't, sometimes it's part of my my miracle. Sometimes it's not, it just depends. My miracle tends to be between 15 and 20 minutes, so I have time to do most of these things in my miracle. I meditate. I have really gotten into, it's called binaural beats. It's a really good way to train your brain. If you look up BINAURAL, I hope my spelling is right. Binaural beats. I just am able to get to another level with that meditation. I do it not guided any longer because I have been doing it for long enough, but if guided works better, by all means, but it's, again, a really good way to start your day. And then last but not least, if you have time, journal. So it doesn't have to be long. It could just be something really simple. either in the morning or at night. So sometimes at night, it's a little easier because you've had an entire day at that point to talk about. So anyway, those are my tips. So 3-minute miracle, 3 things you're grateful for, reading 3 to 5 pages from a book, meditating, and if you have time, journaling. And then again, if it works better for you at the end of the day when you've already had a full day, then by all means do that. Excuse me, I'm having a little allergy attack. I'm sure you guys can all relate. So anyhow, if you guys have any questions on that, please let me know. If you've talked to me in any capacity, you know that I'm a big self-care junkie. I really, really believe in being proactive about your health, both mentally, physically, spiritually. I think that it's not that I don't believe that happiness just comes to you. I believe that you manifest things in your life, right? And so if you're manifesting positivity and you're starting your day on a positive note, that will be recreated in your life over and over again. So if you have any questions on that, if you want me to expound further, please leave a comment below. And then of course, like I said in the beginning of the broadcast, if you want to join our email list and get more tips like this, then let me know in the comments and I can share the link so that you can do that. I hope you guys have an amazing Wednesday. I will see if you're part of the Inspired Wellness Fit family. I am teaching tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. and also at 12:10 p.m. So I hope to see my peeps there, and I hope you have a good night. Talk to you soon.